I want you to be able to buy this. That's pretty direct. Now, in this video, you're going to learn if you can be or cannot be direct when selling jewelry. And let me give you the answer up front. It is yes, you can be direct when you are selling jewelry. Keep in mind, direct can be different for several different individuals. If you're not a fan of it yet or you've never discovered it, I would highly recommend looking further into the topic of disc training. Now, I have a video linked that's in the corner of the screen currently that goes into a little bit more detail in how disc relates to jewelry sales training. But for the short part of it, it is direct, influencing, steady, cautious. It's a form of personality profiling, like putting people into different boxes so you have different ways to be able to relate to them. This kind of method is quite true. Direct, meaning a person that's very short, meaning they will not talk a lot when you're having that conversation with them. And then you would have DI, which is influencing. Influencing is the chat person, the person that will tell you about the dog, cat, grandmother, everything in between. And then the steady person is the person that needs some reassurance. Now, the reassurance is more so talking along the lines of, we're going to do this together, and I want to be able to help you because, it's the moving them in that way because they've either made the mistake before or made the mistake several times in the past, and it's affected their ability to be able to make clear, concise, and correct decisions. So that's about working together to achieve a goal. And then you have the cautious person. The cautious person is the researcher, the engineer, the person that needs that extra information. Now, for each of those types of people, what direct would mean is something very different. So keep it in mind, even though I'm saying yes, be direct when selling jewelry, how you be direct to that person is very different for each and every person. Now, still speaking slightly around the topic of disc, a book that I would highly recommend is called Surrounded by Idiots. It's taking the same concept of disc, but applying it to different colors of people too. So if you think D, I, S, and C is harder to remember than blue, red, green, and yellow, then I would highly recommend reading that book or reading that audiobook. I've linked it down in the description of the video. Also, that's going to go into quite a bit of detail in a similar perspective. Also, now let's move on to a second part of this. Did you connect? Before you start going direct, before you start asking the person to be able to say, yes, I want to buy this, or wanting them to move forward, did you create a connection? Now, the connection must be a personal connection. It's not just a connection to the jewelry, because people like people who are similar to themselves and that are connected with you. Best way for me to describe this in a short story for you is when you've met someone that owns a big, significant piece of jewelry and you're thinking like, oh my gosh, okay, here we go. This person is the one. This is going to be, I can tell because of the 7-carat diamond that he or she is wearing. Ask them, where did you get it from? Most of the time, they're not just going to be able to tell you about the store, but the person that helped them. Most of the time, they're not going to speak to you directly about the deal they got, that, oh, I saved the most money because I got it from there. Now, that's why connection is very important. When it comes into connection, that's in the area of you needing to build rapport. Now let's go into the third part, why you actually must become direct. Because if you don't become direct when you are selling anything to anyone, well, they're not going to say yes. You might just keep going around, going features, benefits. Oh, have you shopped with us before? Oh, this is what our company does that makes it so special. You need to still be direct and ask them to be able to commit to the sale. And this should be every person that does come into the store, every person you do speak to, you need to at least give them the opportunity to buy. If you don't present the opportunity to buy, you never know if they might say yes or they won't say anything at all, because time costs money. And more so than ever, you will find that some of the more wealthy people, they care so much more about the time than the money they have. They use the money to be able to save them even more time. That's why they might have a personal shopper, someone that comes in and does this part for them, so they don't have to worry about that. Of course, if you have not yet make sure to subscribe to the channel. My name is Levon. I'm your jewelry sales training expert, and I created this YouTube channel because I've noticed, I'm gonna go into this industry, no one was doing this. No one was helping others that are in the jewelry world becoming better at selling. Now, this is the perfect channel for jewelry business owners, jewelry sales managers, jewelry store sales staff. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and share this video with one of your co-workers or someone that you know that is within the industry as well. I'd highly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.